G'day, how you going? This is a 2003 Yamaha WR250F, and because the information wasn't all that freely available on the internet, I thought I'd do a nice clean succinct video on everything you need and the best process to do an oil change and filter change on the beast. Right, let's get into it. First thing you want to be doing, starting it up, because it's so much easier to drain the oil once it's warm. So we've got a few different oil drains on this bike. The oil actually comes up into the frame of the bike. So our first drain point is the sump drain, I'm going to call it. Don't know what you call it. That seems like a good enough name to me. And it's this bolt right here on the left hand side, just under the gear selector. So you want to get a oil drain pan. You want to pop that off, and you want to drain that. And then we'll get on to the second drain. I'll show you. Okay, the next step of the process is this sucker right here. Now this one here is a 12mm, the front of the frame here. Now we're right in under the front mudguard. I can turn that away to get it out of the way a little bit, potentially. So this frame has actually got oil in it. Watch yourself on the exhaust, because if you've run it like I have, then it'll be quite warm. So we need to drain that sucker as well. And I'm picking that we're going to have oil pretty much fucking everywhere on this, so I'm going to just get something else to catch this oil as well. And if you're not careful, this is what you're going to be in for. Unfortunately, I have oil freaking everywhere now. So make sure you stick that bolt back in. We'll torque up all these bolts later on, and I will put on the screen for you the torque settings, because they're not always the easiest things to find. Make sure you clean up all your oil too, because you get a bit of heat and that shit's flammable. It's also just going to collect dirt and crap on your bike. It's probably a good idea to take this bash plate off, clean behind it, which I will do shortly. Next thing we need to do is replace the oil filter, which is in behind this housing here on the right hand side, and I'll show you how to do that. Hopefully we don't make as much of a mess. Now you'll be wanting to make sure that the O-ring is in place and is in good condition. And pay attention to which way the filter comes out, because you'll be putting that back in. I don't know if you can see, but this way there's a wee wall in here, where this way, this is where the oil gets pumped in through. So I pulled it out that way. It's always a good idea to compare filters, especially when you're changing them. It's always a good idea to compare filters. This is the one I got. It's a high flow filter. And I look at that and compare that to that, I would say that that's exactly the same brand even. Possibly. So that's my new filter. We'll pop that in there. Seats nicely. Now, I'm not going to do these up tight with the rattle gun, I'm just going to nip them up. Great. Oil filter's done. Just need to clean up this oil and we'll be away laughing. What you could also do is just spray a little bit of engine degreaser in here and then give it a hose off. Alright, 10 Newton meters again on this bolt here. Alright, now we've drained all the oil, we can do a quick check via the dipstick located just in here and make sure that it actually is empty. The amount of oil that went out across the floor, I'm pretty sure it is. Yep. Empty. The WR250F service manual recommends 1.2 litres of oil without a filter change, or 1.3 litres of oil with a filter change. So measure that kind of oil out. Even though there's a few different places you drain the oil from, you only fill it from one place, which is the left hand side of the engine, just behind the starter cap. And as I said, we're going to chuck 1.3 litres in here. Once you're confident you got 1.3 litres of oil in there, if you have done the filter change, you are done. You can go ahead and tighten all that back up. Check your drain plug down there, check the drain plug up the front there, start it up, run it for a couple of seconds, 30 seconds or so, and then whip your dipstick out again. Stop the bike first, whip your dipstick out again, stop the bike, whip your dipstick out again, check it, and if it's up at the full mark, you are all done. That is your oil change on your 2003 WR250F. Fantastic. Hey, thanks guys, thanks very much for watching. If there's any other videos you'd like me to do, sing out. Hit that subscribe button because Facebook's got quite anal about their subscriptions and monetizations. And thanks very much for watching. Cheerio.